shadowy flight into the dangerous world of a man who does not exist. A young loner on a crusade to champion the cause of the innocent, the helpless, the powerless, in a world of criminals who operate above the law.
Hey, it's me, and welcome to Trump Mafia. Now, Hillary Clinton is spiraling into a different world. She's losing her mind. She's becoming extremely ill, mentally ill. She's lost her grasp on reality. And I'm not saying that to be funny, although it's quite humorous. Oh man. But seriously now, she has been drinking for many years now, and especially since losing that election, she really hit the bottle pretty hard, let's say. I mean, guzzling down vodka bottles, and it doesn't mix well with all the medicine that she has to take for, you know, her seizures and syphilis and kuru and probably Parkinson's. I believe that she has Parkinson's, but I don't want to be a YouTube doctor. I haven't examined her, and if I really did have the chance to examine her, I would say she's terminally ill. She must be she must be euthanized immediately using fire just to make sure. But seriously now, I believe mixing alcohol and heavy medicine like that, I mean, you're asking for trouble, and it causes more harm than good when you take medicine but then mix it with alcohol. I mean, I don't want to get Tom Cruise involved over here, but you don't have to be a Scientologist to know that mixing alcohol with heavy medication, like the medication you get to try and prevent seizures or Parkinson's disease medicine, whatever it may be. Now, last year, in between making fun of her bobblehead seizures and her coughing attacks, where she nearly throws up her own lungs right on stage, looking at her, and I'm seeing a woman that is in trouble. I mean, her health, and not just her physical health, but her mental health. I really do believe that she insisted to come out making a speech talking about the dark forces and, you know, the white supremacists and the KKK and deplorables. Now, we've seen that before. Now, I took a look at the 90s, and she was out there saying the right-wing conspiracy. So it's really typical of the Clintons to blame this massive conspiracy against them. I saw some of the minions, like, what's his name, the crazy Cajun, whatever, the bald guy, right? The creepy-looking bald guy. He was saying that the FBI is working for the Kremlin. Okay, you get that? So before they were saying that the Trump campaign was working with the Kremlin, they were saying that the FBI was working with the Kremlin when James Comey was appearing to go after Hillary Clinton. And so when it appeared that, no, perhaps James Comey is letting her go, finally, then they switched it to, it's Trump that is connected to the Kremlin. And the media and all these idiots, they kind of get on board with this fairy tale. But if Hillary had been president, for example, she would have gone after the FBI, accusing James Comey of working with the Russians. And she would have had proof, because James Comey paid for the Trump dossier, and that is connected to the Kremlin. But now that President Trump is elected, you of course see that it's really Trump, even though Trump is not the one that got the Trump dossier, right? So I'm talking about the Clintons coming out with typical conspiracy theories to defend themselves. And they're outlandish, and they're crazy. And that is this whole Russia collusion thing. It's crazy. Because of the media, it stays alive, and because of some bad apples at the DOJ and Robert Mueller, it stays alive. But the story should have been laughed at even a year ago. But no, they just cannot let go because they have nothing else. But coming back to Hillary Clinton now, and it could be that she was calling everybody a white supremacist, and that she really has a persecution complex. When you take medicine, you mix it with alcohol, you start becoming paranoid. You start having delusions. Maybe she really did feel that, there's this dark force of orcs after her, and these are the white American working class people. They're racists. And if you listen to some of the things that she had written in her book that everybody reported on, she was blaming everybody. Women, even the DNC, even Obama, and of course the sexist people out there. I mean, those sexist men, they really hate women. And it really sounds like a granny that has dementia starts having these paranoid delusions, or talking about people that are knocking on the walls or whatnot, and it's not happening. But, medicine really does mess with your brain, especially when you mix it with alcohol. Add to that, the emotions of, being at the cusp of becoming the first female president, and something she wanted for decades, and suddenly it's taken away, and she's humiliated. And everybody's looking at her like, what did you do? What did you do, Hillary? How can you lose? And so if you mix that all together, you're starting to see a woman that is spiraling into total madness. Okay, you can imagine that she will not listen to reason. Even the rapist will talk to her and say, Hillary, take it easy. And she'll be like, no, they're out to get me. I have to go out there and, get my forces together and go on the attack. And it's kind of like that scene in the bunker when Hitler is trying to move around his imaginary divisions that don't exist anymore. It's that kind of madness that she has. And when you saw some of her interviews, especially those overseas, she would suddenly, pop out and say, Viagra, or, hey, that was some crazy and the S word. And I'm like, does she even understand that people can see her and they can hear what she's saying? But she's living in a world of her own. She has no shame. She lies like it's nothing. And I really do believe that at this point, she doesn't understand the difference between the truth and a lie anymore. She is so used to lying. Add to that all the paranoid delusions. Maybe because of the medicine mixed with the alcohol. She really believes all of her lies. And she no longer has that filter. And the people around her, they're afraid to tell her the truth. They're afraid to show her reality. Because she will rant, she will rave, and maybe she gets physical. She starts throwing things. Now, I can understand that, you lose your mind completely when you lose an election like that. It's a bitter disappointment. But we're now 1 year past that point, more than a year, and she hasn't recovered. And that's a very troublesome sign. Now, if you look at some of the past losers, they got up pretty quickly. Now, I saw some pictures of Al Gore when he lost to W. Bush, and it was one electoral vote. So it's very disgusting to lose in that way, especially because you had the recount in Florida and all of those things, and it's like, yes, no, yes, maybe, no, maybe yes, no, finally no, W. Bush will be the president. It's like more tough even than what Hillary endured, which is a complete humiliation, and there's no doubt, and there's no up and down. It's just like, you lost. And so I saw a picture of Al Gore growing a massive Taliban beard. I kid you not, you can Google it, and that was kind of like his reaction. And it's kind of how like David Letterman left his stupid show, and then suddenly the next picture you see he has a white beard like Santa Claus. And I don't know, maybe some people react in that way. And Al Gore also lost his wife, the very fat Tipper Gore, and he was caught in massage parlors, and God knows what he did to get over the loss. But at least a year afterwards, he was over it, at least for the most part. But we're now a year and a little bit past the election, and Hillary is just getting worse and worse. She's completely losing touch with reality. And I think about, some of these demented people out on the street. They're babbling to themselves. They're walking around, and suddenly they're having conversations with someone, and there's no one there. And it's like, wow, these people are insane. And Hillary Clinton has that. Now, Huma Abedin is there. If she wasn't there, she would literally die, because Bill Clinton doesn't care about this woman. He probably regrets very much marrying this disgusting person. On the other hand, they deserve each other, right? But Hillary would be very lonely, no one to talk to. But she has a body girl, Huma Abedin, who I'm sure gets a very big salary. And it's kind of sick, right? Are they lesbians? Does she get paid to, give Hillary Clinton massages, foot massages, butt massages, and, cleaning the carpet, or giving Hillary like a bubble bath, or what kind of a salary is she getting, right? Should be at least like $5 million a year to endure all of that, the stench, simply, right? But everything else, Huma Abedin, what a loser. Why can't she get like a real job and do something else? But no, she's the body girl of a very sick granny. But it's unbelievable. But Hillary Clinton does have a few fans out there, especially in California, and these people love her, and it's hard to imagine, right? And they're very sad that she isn't the president, and she would have been amazing. And I'm saying Hillary lost touch with reality. But what about her fans? It's even worse. Don't these people have eyes and ears? Don't they know about her past and how corrupt she is? Or the nonsense that she's now spitting out or vomiting in these interviews? It's really embarrassing. But more than anything, in this year we have seen a person that lacks character, personality, strength. She's a sore loser, and she lost touch with reality. She is weak and stupid. And this person wanted to be Commander-in-Chief of the U.S. Armed Forces. Imagine that. And President. She's so frail and dying, but at the same time deluded, and she's having hallucinations. And this person wanted to be in charge of nuclear weapons, this criminal granny. And it's sad that the media lied to everyone, so that a lot of people, even at the FBI and the DOJ, they really thought she would win, so they fixed everything for her. And it's a travesty. It's another, I guess you could say another damage coming from all what the media is doing. I mean, they're hurting people, they're damaging people, and they think they're having such an impact, but no, they're just causing havoc, and they're just killing themselves at the same time. But coming back to Hillary Clinton, at this point I really believe that in the off times when you don't see her in an interview where she has all that makeup and friendly audience and a friendly host interviewing her, she looks disgusting, like a zombie, like The Walking Dead. And she's having seizures, she's catatonic, nearly in a coma some days. She gets drunk, she has hangovers, she gets up at noon or even 2 p.m. and she watches TV in her bathrobe. She doesn't take a bath anymore, she doesn't shower, and like I said, she doesn't shave her armpits or anything like that. And so of course, when she has to go out for an interview, there's a team that comes in and hazmat suits maybe and they have to clean her up. And Huma Abedin has to scrub off the dry skin flakes, and the makeup team is there, the wig team, and the denture team. And of course the doctors with the extra medicine to make her very calm and, to make her look like a human being, at least for the interview. But there's a downside. Hours later after the interview and she's back home, let's say, she has like a crash. And that's why she will collapse and she'd be like nearly in a coma or in a coma. You just never know, because there's a lot of secrecy involved. But I'm really talking about a person who is now mentally ill. I mean, there's no doubt about it anymore. She is mentally ill, and she should be in an asylum. She cannot walk around by herself or stay at home. She has to be supervised 24/7. She has to be brought, maybe by Bill Clinton, to a specialized facility with like a dorm or something like that, where she can stay. And I'm not talking about just physical care and her personal hygiene. Now that as well has to be supervised, but I'm talking about her mental health. She needs to be treated because she's completely lost, and she may hurt herself, which would be great, but we have to be humane here. Now, like I said, I would vote to euthanize her. Who's with me? Okay, you're listening to me right now. Raise your right hand. I want Hillary Clinton to be euthanized. Okay, raise your hand. Okay, let me count. 1, 2, 3,000, 10,000, 11,000, 28,000. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, I motion that Hillary Rodham Clinton be euthanized before Christmas.
Say, all right.